Hi, I'm Teresa Duncan.
And I'm Kevin Henry.
Welcome to Chew on This.
We are excited to bring you our views of current topics in the dental industry and put a little different spin on them, giving you something to chew on.
If you need to jump off, be sure to check the show notes for links as well as how to get in touch with us.
And now, let's give you something to chew on.
And we are back with another edition of Chew on This. K-Dog, Kevin Henry, what's up?
You know what? It's always good when I hear the melodic tones of Teresa Duncan introducing the podcast. It's always fantastic. How you doing, TD?
I'm excited that somebody thinks I have some tune because I really don't. But
I'd karaoke with you anytime. I'm just telling you, I would.
You would lose, but I appreciate that very much. So, although you have moved on to the amazing pickleball, you are a pickleballer. Is that correct?
I am a pickleballer. Yes, me and the lovely bride. I'm taking it probably a little more seriously than she is. I've already got the scabs on the knee to prove it, but we're
really. Did you dive? Did you dive for one?
So, okay, quick aside. Okay. So I'm playing the other night with a lady that I don't know, but we're paired up in doubles. And there's a ball hit, if you're familiar with pickleball, you try to hit it down the middle so, you get confused. Well, it's one of those slow motion. She's coming right at me, and it's either I go into the net to avoid her or I plow her over. So I chose option B to be the gentleman. And yet I received the war wounds for it, and everybody's going, oh, when you hear that, that's not good. But
that's battle scars. That's what.
Oh, exactly.
She should be happy.
Battle
scars.
We'll see. Yes, exactly.
Have you followed up with her? She's not in the news. You got to watch out.
I'll see her on Tuesday again. Tuesdays is our night, so we'll see. If she's there again, I'm going to say, "You never thank me." It's kind of like Bill Murray and Groundhog Day.
Oh, what a great throwback. I love it. All right. So speaking of somebody who can carry a tune, we had a We had a story on a Mr. Jelly Roll, a fantastic singer. Yes. We both like him. And he had gotten veneers. So go back to the last episode. We talked about what that looks like and how his journey to becoming a more luscious jelly roll is what he's looking for. But you went down the celebrity path. You started looking at other stuff. And so you said, we're going to talk celebrity today. So go on.
So, we always love to know who has the best smile, who's the prettiest, all these little polls that are out there. And so let's hop across the pond to the UK. To the teeth whitening store known as 365 Teeth Whitening. Big fans of the podcast, I'm sure. No doubt about
it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every day, Christmas Day, you want your teeth whitened, boom, you're there. It's that easy. So, wow. But they did a survey and looked up internet searches. So they put these two things together to figure out which star of any genre had the best and most desired smile. So, Teresa, you don't know the answer to this question.
I don't.
So I'm going to ask you. It's a female, and it's a singer. Tying in with Jelly Roll. It's in the music industry.
I know, but I wanted to talk about males with beautiful smiles. When you said beautiful smile, I thought, that Henry Cavill has a fantastic, beautiful smile. And now you're telling me he's out of the running.
Well, I'm just going to tell you that the top three none of them were males. So maybe they all talked to male, respondents. I don't know. Great question.
I don't know. Who knows nowadays? Okay. So female with a beautiful smile. My first guess, and singer. See, I would have thought Jennifer Aniston or Angelina Jolie, but you're saying singer.
I am. I'm going to tell you singer. All three of the top three are singers too.
All right. So I like Dua Lipa. I think she's gorgeous and she has a nice smile.
She has a fantastic smile.
I'm sure you've looked at her smile very closely.
And I'm going to leave it at that. Absolutely.
So is she one of them?
She is not, but she should be. She's number one in a lot of not this one, apparently. So
how about so if it's in London, I'm going to guess it's somebody who's poppy that would be that London would fall all over. Adele?
Worldwide.
Oh, worldwide. Okay.
Oh, worldwide.
Not Adele?
Oh, yeah. Grammy winning.
Not Adele?
Not Adele.
Oh, it's got to be that ubiquitous Taylor Swift girl.
Oh, you got one of the three. I will give you that.
Okay. Oh, but she's not number one?
In the middle. She's number two.
Oh, Number one is she's not number.
Tay Tay is number 2, and you know Tay Tay doesn't enjoy that probably. So
No, I'm sure
number
not.
3,
So
number 3
okay,
is Cardi B. How about
really?
that? Cardi
Oh,
B at number 3.
okay,
Because I know that was the
okay.
next one you were going to throw out. I know it
I
was,
was
but
right there. Right? Yes, of course.
number 2, number 2, our girl Taylor. We love us some Tay
Okay,
Tay. And then
okay.
number 1, Miley Cyrus.
Miley does have a beautiful smile.
There
I
you go.
like her
Number
smile. The
1.
teeth are not like, yes, I agree with that. And I'm a big, actually, I love Miley Cyrus more than I love, well, I don't really love Tay Tay. Am I just, did we like totally miss out?
Ooh.
Like, did people just turn off the TV or the radio?
So Swifties, that is Teresa Duncan who said that. Let's be cognizant of
Oh,
that. Yeah, the
oh,
Swiftie Nation is now coming for you. So
oh, she's got a lot of good songs, but I do love Miley Cyrus. I do. I have a lot of her songs actually. And I agree with that, but she did not come to mind. So congratulations, Miss Cyrus.
there you go.
Wow.
Very well,
Okay.
very nice. So
And how
we've
would you rate Miley Cyrus's smile? Do you agree
I,
with this
I think
rating?
she has a fantastic smile. Actually, the picture that we have of her on Dr. B, it's a nice smile. Very very
Okay.
well done. Obviously, she's evolved so much from Hannah Montana days. So hey,
Mm-hmm.
what a good number 1. But I did enjoy the fact that our my assistant editor, Melissa Bush, fantastic journalist who put this together. She mentioned in there with Cardi B, and I don't know if you remember this back in 2016 when she got veneers. She told
Oh
the whole world
no.
about them a year later when she rapped, "Got a bag and fixed my teeth. Hope you hoes know it ain't cheap." There you go.
I love that she's educating hoes and teaching them financial planning. That's
Well,
such a
a
responsible
lot
singer.
a lot of garden tools wouldn't know that, so I'm really thankful that she's reaching out to the hose, the rakes, the shovels, all of them. I mean, it's very important.
As my son would say, boomer humor. That's what we're putting out there, I'm sure. So, but how responsible of Cardi B. I wouldn't have thought, actually, that's pretty wild. So,
There you go.
is there anybody missing that you would have seen, that you would have guessed, other than these three?
Well, I was surprised that there wasn't a male up there. I agree with that, and
Mm-hmm.
some of the ones that you've already mentioned. We have been catching up on the morning show, and I
Mm-hmm.
will say both Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon both have very nice smiles. My wife and I have actually commented on that during the shows, believe it or not. So
Jennifer Aniston
yeah,
has a
it's good.
beautiful smile. Reese Witherspoon, I have a hard time with the chin. The chin just is out there a little bit too much.
Yeah,
But
understand.
from a dental point of view, what a nice fulcrum for the dentist that's trying to get a good. Yeah, so sorry, that's kind of what I thought. So,
That's
but
impressive. You went down that path.
I know sometimes this is how you know you're a dental nerd. Like things like that, just kind of the invasive thoughts that come in there. So,
Uh,
but
but I am anxious to see next year, will Jelly Roll crack that list? Now that he's
mhm.
investing quite a bit, we know.
Yeah, he's definitely invested a bit. Veneers, implants, all that kind of stuff. So, but good for him because he's taking care of it. And honestly, like the fact that, well, I don't know, is it a good thing or a bad thing that Cardi B's telling everybody how expensive it is? Like if you do neglect your dental health, it is super expensive, right?
One thing I've always respected about Cardi B, and this is me personally, is that she doesn't hold anything back. She's not gonna tell you how great it is. She's also gonna tell you it's also expensive. Cardi B, thank you. Thank you for always just blaring the truth out there.
Why can't you, as Dr. Bike Husband, why can't you put together a Canva graphic with that quote? Cardi B speaks up about the cost of dental care in the US. Get that bag because hose it ain't cheap. I don't know, whatever she said. Cardi
How
B's
dare you?
advice to hose across the nation.
Got a bag and fixed my teeth. Hope you hoes know it ain't cheap. I mean, why isn't this in every dental practice? Why isn't our friends at Synchrony using this somewhere along the way? I mean,
For real, why isn't this a motivational quote in every bathroom across the country, every dental bathroom? I'm just saying. This would play well in certain areas.
Ask us
right?
about third-party financing. See, you put that underneath. I think that's fantastic.
I know we could go all day. People are like, okay, Teresa, Teresa and Kevin, calm down. All right, so
All right, I'm tapping out. But what I'm never going to tap out from, Teresa, crime and knowing
Crime.
more about crime stories. Never will
My
I tap
God.
out.
And would you have thought when you started your career in dentistry that there would be so much crime in the dental world? But there is. I mean, there's attempted murders. I know the dentist in Aurora, Colorado, he just, I think, was sentenced or held on arraignment. I don't know. He's in the system, but he tried to poison his wife with, what was it that arsenic, right?
Yeah,
Something
that
like
got
that.
delivered to the dental practice. Still just a brilliant thing. But anyway, yes.
And we did a story on that. But really, I think the one thing that we both were just kind of looking at each other like, is if you're going to choose to kill your spouse, don't have the method delivered to your office and then tell people, don't open that box, whatever you do. Don't open that box.
Because what are people going to do? They're going to open the box. It's that easy. Come on.
And one associate was like, I'm opening the box. Sorry about that. So I'm opening the box. So, all right, let's go. Let's go to, there's a lot of stuff going on in Iowa. Did you know that there's so much action in Iowa? What do you think of when you think of Iowa? Because you got to tell me.
Well, I think there are fine people in Iowa. I actually have distant relatives in Iowa, and I maybe I should check in on them because it's becoming a very dangerous place, it seems. Should
we be concerned?
Maybe we should. I mean, I'm a little worried right now. Des Moines, Ottumwa. If you're having issues, reach out, please.
Wow.
Tell us.
Okay. Well, so we have allegedly dentists are horny people in Iowa. So that's just allegedly. I have to always say allegedly. So I'm sure they are actually horny, but allegedly is what we're going to go with here. So there's two different.
I was feeling bad about dropping hose a minute ago from Cardi B, but you just ramped up. So there you go.
This is just the thirsty edition. Let's just go with that one. So we've got two different dentists in Iowa who are accused of lascivious things. Isn't that a great word? I love that word.
Good word.
Okay, thank you. So an Iowa dentist who has a history of alleged sexual misconduct with multiple patients has agreed to surrender his license. 65-year-old Dr. Kelvin Weber of Glenwood, Iowa, posed, in quotes, an imminent threat to public safety, end quotes, and suspended his license on an emergency basis. Okay, so then I had to click through because I was like, what on earth could have happened here? And so I clicked through to find the other one. And by the way, he was found guilty of assault and was only fined $855. I'm not quite sure what happened with that. So that's from one. Okay, so let me go then to I'm sorry.
I said I have questions about that. Yes, for sure.
Lots of questions. Okay, so let me just tell you what happened here with this dentist here. Accused of inappropriately touching two female patients, one of whom was 17 years old. During their dental appointment, the teenager was recovering from sedation, and he entered the operatory, allegedly, this in quotes, proceeded to inappropriately touch the patient while she was in the dental chair. Okay. So then the second patient, Kevin, who was 25, went there for routine work. She told the investigators that Weber pushed for her to be sedated, saying all of the teenagers enjoyed it. So can I just say, Kevin, that if a dentist is pushing me to be sedated and saying all the cool kids are doing it, that's really not... It's not going to make it happen. Right. Yeah. Like that's not really what you say. So, okay. So then at the first appointment, when she was sedated, she woke up and found her clothes were disheveled and she felt pain in her pubic bone. That's not cool. Second appointment. So she came back. Second appointment, she allegedly awoke and heard him making suggestive remarks while inappropriately touching her. Then two additional patients came forward. The next one said that she woke up from sedation and heard him making unprofessional comments and then also was feeling him touching her. And okay, now let me just give you signs, Kevin, of when you should change dentists. Do you want to hear my red flags list?
Okay. This is a great list. I want to hear this. Yes.
So when your dentist tells you that you have pretty hair and that you're a pretty girl, and then when trying to determine how much Valium to give me, if he's going to ask me how many beers does it take you to get drunk, I'm just going to be a little concerned.
There's a few things in there that would be a red flag along the way. Absolutely.
Yeah. And if the doctor touches my breast and then touches my upper thigh, I'm going to be concerned. But when he tells me that he's married, but then says there's always fooling around on the side. I don't know, Kevin. I'm thinking I'm going home.
Yeah, and I wonder the team members who are working here. Are you hearing this? Are you complicit with
Mm-hmm.
this? Are you okay with this? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I have many questions. Yes.
So, and in two separate incidents, two different women, he actually was driving them home after the appointment. So this was something that he offered to do. And then, of course, they both described that there was contact during that time. And then women actually were able to describe the layout of his home because they had been to his home. The dentist argued that she could have gotten that from just looking inside the window. He also had left a message for one of them saying that he apologizes for the whole thing and for any misunderstanding. And that was kind of silly because then that was, of course, provided to the state board upon evaluation. And so I'm going to go ahead and list this in the show notes so that people can read the whole thing because we're making jokes and everything, and then another one in 2023, the most recent one, he made a comment on how sexy she was, allegedly. The police report says this, and then grabbed her buttocks, which we both agree, Kevin, is a fantastic word, and
Yes.
then followed her outside of the building, grabbed them again, pulled her close, and kept telling her, keep being sexy. Okay, so I'm going to link that for you. But Kevin, I'm telling you right now, anytime I've ever left a medical office or a dental office, the comment that I hear is, have a good day. They've never once
Yeah.
said to me, keep being sexy. Has anybody ever said that to you?
But would you walk out feeling a little better about yourself if they did say that? I mean, I'm
Oh, I see your
curious.
point. Yeah, I see your
You know,
point.
I mean, maybe it's a
Mm-hmm.
boost up. Maybe it's a you keep killing it there, Mo. You go get that bag.
Get that back. It's not cheap. All right, so let's move to the next alleged, I don't know, alleged bad doer, evil doer, I don't know. So an assistant professor at the University of Iowa College of Dentistry is facing sanctions for multiple alleged regulatory violations, including dishonest, abusive, or threatening behavior. Dr. Tiago Soares Porto has been charged by the Iowa Dental Board for practicing dentistry in a manner harmful or detrimental to the public, unethical conduct related to actions deemed to be abusive, coercive, oh my gosh, this is a mouthful, intimidating, harassing, untruthful, or threatening, unethical conduct for actions that interfere with a patient filing a complaint with the board, failing to comply with the standard precautions of preventing and controlling infectious diseases, finally, engaging in the practice of dentistry outside of the College of Dentistry without the appropriate license. And apparently, it stems from, and I think you and I had talked about this earlier, I guess the patient wanted to make a complaint
Yes.
and he was allegedly trying to keep her from making said complaint. And so then this all came up and now he's facing charges. And I know Dr. Bicuspid will be checking on that to see how that
Absolutely.
goes. But there's a lot going
Yeah.
on. Do you think there's something in the corn?
There could be, I mean, maybe Field of Dreams 2 has a whole new base to it than what we thought it might be. It's possible.
So, but I guess let's make this a teaching thing too, because obviously
I
the
love this.
first
Yeah.
lesson from the most recent case here is that if a patient's going to make a bad review, you really can't intimidate them. So please don't do that. I don't know to what extent this doctor did that, but it's not a good idea. It's never going to work out well for you. And Kevin, how would you feel if somebody was trying to stop you from leaving a bad review? Wouldn't you be pretty mad about that?
Oh, absolutely. And again, it's like the don't open this box thing. Doesn't that just make you
Mm-hmm.
want to do it more? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing to me. I think it's all about if somebody wants to leave a bad review, talk to them about what's going on. I mean, it's that whole
Mm-hmm.
communication. Can we resolve this? What can we do type of thing, rather than
Yeah.
just going, intimidating them or whatever it might be.
And I think let's go back to the first one of the dentist that lost their license or had their license taken, and he actually had asked for it to be reinstated. That's what's kind of wild. But if you're because I know your people are the dental assistants, you made a
Yeah.
comment like, what about the staff? What
Yeah.
are they supposed to do in a situation like this?
Okay, so here's the thing. Whenever you were talking about that, my initial thought was, what about the team? What were they thinking? And I went back to that time, you remember long, long ago, whenever, team members were afraid to leave because they couldn't find another job. And so they would sometimes just look the other way, which sadly happened. You know this, I know this. It's not a well-kept secret. We're not at that point anymore. You know, if there's something that's going on in the practice that you're not comfortable with, something that you think is illegal, immoral, whatever it might be, you absolutely don't have to stay there and turn a blind eye to it, because we're way past that, where I think you've got to find that practice that aligns with your core values as a team member, rather than just saying, I'm just going to keep this going, you know, and you know, oh, he'll stop one of these days. It'll be fine. It won't. Don't.
It won't. Yeah. And it sounds like he seriously escalated, but the whole thing of driving a patient home afterwards, I got to tell you, I don't think there's any malpractice attorney that would be on board with that. I got to say, that's probably a no-no. It's probably listed out somewhere as a no-no.
I mean, if you were going to rank all the bad things that just happened there, that honestly, that's among the top ones. I mean, for on a number of levels. Absolutely. And I don't mean to make light of this, but at the same time, doesn't common sense kick in at some point where, you know, again, you're seeing that this dentist is taking the patient home? Doesn't somewhere along the way, don't you go, wait a minute, that doesn't seem like this should be happening?
Well, speaking of common sense, I would like to bring in our last crime story of the day, Kevin Henry.
Yes,
and that
please.
is, well, I'm excited about this. My goodness. Okay. Drug trafficker. You're already laughing because, you know, obviously, because you're the editor in chief of Dr. Bicuspid, you're aware of this. And we'll link this too. A drug trafficker was identified from a dentist chair selfie. Okay. So, dude got the work done, obviously had the bag, was able to afford some work done. And so Con Gorgaloo, that's a fantastic name. Honestly, that's a fantastic name. So Con Gorgaloo, and that's all I'm going to say because nobody wants a knock on the door from Con Gorgaloo, so I'm not going to say anything else about that name, right?
You've already got the Swifties after you. I'd stop, you know, just that.
Oh, God. You're right. Okay, so police were able to identify Con Gorgaloo after he sent a selfie from the dentist to his partner in crime, and looks like they had the phone of the partner in crime, and they were able to track it back. And so this is in the UK. So crazy things going on in the UK. Look at that. We went back to the UK, across country or across the ocean. Okay.
I like it.
So he is in, the Giovanni Spada is the big guy. He's a purported fellow leader of a crime group which supplies cocaine and marijuana through a ritzy area in the UK known for being a favorite celebrity locale. Does that mean that we're finding some celebrities down there purchasing things?
Well, the name of the area, which I think just sounds cool, is Alderley Edge. I think that just sounds like Notting Hill or something, just, you know, that, well, of course it's in London. It's cool. It's hip. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. So
it freaks me out, baby.
Sorry. I love that the UK, the British, like to use the word posh. And that's how they describe it. It is a posh area. So, okay, so Gorgaloo and Spada sourced bulk quantities of cocaine and marijuana from across the UK and sold them in Alderley Edge, and had professional soccer players and television stars. That's who goes there. So they routinely deposited amounts of like $59,000 into their bank accounts. So when they found the dude's Spada's phone, they searched his home, found all the cash, found all the marijuana, cocaine, all this kind of stuff, scales and snap bags and things that I don't know what the heck that is, mobile phones used to send text messages, all that kind of stuff. And on there was the dentist selfie. And so they were able then to arrest him. And it was all because dude wanted to show off his smile. That's what he was doing. He was showing off his smile, Kevin. Should he go to jail for that?
Well, people sit in the chair, and you've done it. I've done it. We've all done it. You take the selfie, leaning back in the chair. You got the tray there. You know, there's all different kinds of things. Now you'll think twice about it next time, because you never know what that selfie can do.
That's right. Next time I text a drug dealer, I will make sure that I'm in an area where they can't tell where I am. How about that?
See, this is a teaching moment, Teresa. So that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Do you think the dentist knew what this guy was up to? I can't imagine this guy blends in, right?
Well, he had the bag. So,
He did have said bag. He did. So, Kevin, we have gone across the pond to the UK, came back, went into the cornfields of Iowa, and then went back to the UK again. So we are just all over the place here. This is amazing. This is probably the most tired I've been from a podcast.
Well, and if you have followed throughout this time, first of all, God bless you. And secondly, you may be entitled to compensation. So thank you for sticking with us through all this.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap up then so that you guys can digest all of the links that we know you do. They're in the show notes. And want to give a shout out too. I have seen an uptick in Instagram and Facebook followers. So thank you very much. And we've gotten some comments on our YouTube channel. So we are so appreciative of the fact that you hang out with us and listen to us. And we hope we entertain you. Kevin Henry, our new sign off. You want to hear it?
Oh, yes, I'm ready. Do it.
Keep being sexy.
Oh,
Keep being sexy.
I love it.
This is our new sign off from now on, people. We love that you spend your time with us. Keep being sexy, people. All right, we got to go. Bye.
And that's a wrap for this episode of Chew on This. We hope you laughed and learned a little.
Check out the show notes for any links we mentioned, and don't forget to give us a rating on your podcast app. Feel free to drop us a comment on social media or by email if you have any suggestions for future topics.
We'll be back in about 2 weeks. See you then.